Hey everybody, it's Eric from epautos.com, your Libertarian car guy. I haven't done a video in a couple of weeks because I got socked with the flu or whatever god-awful bug has been making its way up and down the East Coast, so I'm kind of back in service. And I'm going to do a quick walk around here of the 2018 Mazda CX-9, which of course is their full-size crossover SUV. A couple of interesting things about the CX-9. It's the only vehicle in this class that only comes with a 4-cylinder engine, and it's Mazda making lemonade out of the government's lemons. The pressure to comply with the federal fuel economy mandates continues to increase. It's getting very, very hard for manufacturers to put V6 engines or larger in anything. So this comes with a 2.5-liter engine. Think about that, how big this vehicle is. A 7-passenger, 3-row crossover SUV that weighs 2 tons and has a 2.5-liter engine. Luckily, it's turbocharged. And with the turbo, the engine is comparable to that of a V6. And that's good. You know, it's great that the engineers are able to figure out how to make vehicles that those of us who are still buying the cars are willing to buy after the government tells us what kind of car we're going to be able to have. At any rate, so that's one of the key points of departure about the CX versus others in the class. Also, that it's a little bit smaller. They downsized it when it was restyled last year, so it's got a bit less cargo room, but it's still quite spacious on the inside. And the upside to it being slightly smaller is that it's a lot sportier than most of the other cars in this class, which lean toward utilitarian appliances, which is fine. People need those things for families and so on, but this is for somebody who has a family but still wants something that's kind of fun to drive, like, for example, a Mazda 6 sedan. You may notice some styling similarities, particularly the front end. It's hard to make a vehicle like this, again, a big 4-door crossover SUV, look sexy, but Mazda's done a really good job. In fact, in my opinion, you can feel free to agree or disagree. I think this thing is probably the most attractive vehicle in the segment and compares very favorably with some of the luxury high-end crossovers from Audi and BMW and so on. In fact, I think it looks better than they do. I'm going to show you the interior as well, which I think is spectacularly done. Anyway, it's very fun to drive. I think it would have been hilarious if Mazda had offered a manual in this thing, just as another kind of a Colonel Bogey salute to the government, but unfortunately they do not do that. On the other hand, it has a conventional automatic, not a CVT. It does not have an automated manual, and the automatic that it has 6 speeds, not 9 or 10. So again, relatively straightforward drivetrain, which is probably a good thing post-warranty, despite all the gewgaws you've heard about how wonderful it is to have a 9 or a 10-speed automatic. At any rate, let's have a quick look in the inside before my voice goes and my tubercular lungs quit on me. Now, I think this is a really beautifully laid out interior. Spectacular, actually, isn't I think excessive editorial excess. Really nice center console here. Nice combination of palettes, as they say. Mix of some of that kind of pewter or nickel inlays with leather, and then the background charcoal gray. That's one color combination you can get with this. Kick it on so you can see the rest. And nice analog gauge cluster, nice iPad style infotainment system. The only thing that I have a complaint with about the CX, and this is a complaint for Mazda generally, because all the current Mazdas have this layout, which is controlled by this rotary knob here, and the complaint that I have is that it's kind of a cumbersome process to get it to do stuff. Like, you know, for example, you have to select what you want here. Okay, that's the audio, and then these are the various other things you can select. And then you have to push on that. Like if I wanted to change the volume, push, 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 and then if I want to go back here, push, 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 and then if I want to get something else, I got to go back here. So it's a little bit clunky. The other thing too is that while it does have heated seats, these are not cooled. So it just got the heated seats, and that's one of the few points of departure between this and, say, a Lexus or a BMW or an Audi or some other high-end SUV. At any rate, I'll have more for you shortly up at epautos.com. Before I go, let me mention one other thing. For 2018, they've added the torque vectoring system to the CX, which you may have heard of. Mazda people probably know about that. It's sort of an enhanced version of a stability control system that corrects for Front-wheel drive vehicles, normal tendency to understeer when driven in a sporty manner in the curves. Uses the ABS and the traction control system to correct the line and keep the handling very neutral. So I'll get into that more as well once I get back to my keyboard and start working. And by the way, we have magnets again. That's not a sticker, that's a magnet. There's the official EP Autos magnet. If you want one of those, go to the website. It will tell you how to get one. And thanks for viewing, and we'll catch up with you again soon.